Okay, I'm getting logged on so I can finish some work for the day. I'm working on a Tableau dashboard. I think I discussed this with you guys last week. I'm working on making some updates to make the dashboard look a bit better and put less stuff on the page. So I'm still working on this new iteration of this dashboard. All right, you guys, I need to take a moment. I got logged in, addressed some questions. I need to take a moment to set up my new HomePod Mini. My Alexa, oh, now she wants to work. This, turn on the bedroom light. So turn on the living room light. Okay. This heifer hasn't been working for over a week. She would not respond to me. Even last night, she would not respond to me. So that's why I bought this. I don't know if this is an intermittent issue or she realizes someone else is here. So now she wants to act right. It's too late. I'm going to set this up. All right. Doing something. I don't know what. Bring my phone close to it. Setting up. Good morning, everybody. Happy, hold on, can you see me? Hopefully that's better. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. So today, I don't know. Well, no, I do know. So today what I'm working on is, well, so yesterday I started working on cleaning some data in Excel that I need to actually add to a table in the database. I need to also add, like, refresh the data connection in my Tableau dashboard. So that's what I'm going to be working on doing. But I need to pull some reports that I did not download before the end of my shift yesterday because I started working on this towards the end of my shift, but I forgot to pull these reports yesterday to get updated numbers for something else. So I need to do that. And then yesterday I also talked to, because I was doing some audits on one of our sales initiatives, and we've words this morning, people. So what's been happening is that our senior vice president, is he a SVP? I think so. So our SVP has been coming down on us really about accuracy of reporting and data that we're providing. So we've been doing audits, and yesterday I actually had a call about an audit process that we need to implement for another initiative that I've been brought into to help out someone else on my team with, because this project it's like a initiative that occurs throughout the entire, so it's a year-long project for her. But last year there were a lot of reporting issues and discrepancies and problems and things. So we were trying to work through, doing an audit, like a monthly audit, come up with a process for that. So I've been helping her out with that. We're going to get some other teams involved as well to help us audit results throughout the year for the remainder of the year, like third, fourth quarter, so that we don't have those same issues and problems. Next year we can identify, hey, this doesn't look right in reporting. We can go ahead and dig into the issues and kind of come up with a solution, and we're keeping track of all of the issues that we're coming across. And then we even have some leaders, thank goodness they're actually paying attention to the reporting, but they will reach out to us and say, hey, this doesn't look right. So for example, a couple of days ago, a leader emailed me saying, like, wanting to know why the results for two managers, it doesn't look right. She's trying to understand why they don't match. So that's something that we're looking into to get a resolution for. But what we want to do is be proactive instead of reactive to reporting issues. So that's why we're doing these audits. So one of the audits that I'm doing on one of my projects, that's what I looked into the issue. I'm finding duplicates. This is, again, I don't know, I feel like I keep saying this is for that new metric, y'all. So for part of the new metric, we are using the logic from a data scientist on another team. So I reached out to him to help get a better understanding. Like, this is showing as a duplicate. I don't know why. And he shared some of his logic with me. He says, it's showing as a duplicate because we have to the way that this particular sale has to be captured is day +1. So it's an intentional duplicate because they're capturing results. They're looking at the day +1 for the sale. And the reason they're doing that is because of time zone differences and then also delays in the system. They've noticed that there have been sales that weren't captured the same day. Some have been the following day. even though it should have been the day before. So they had to implement the logic to capture day +1. Okay, so that's why we're going to have duplicates, and it's intentional. But they're also working on a fix in the system so it's not lagging as to when it's being captured. So that's something that's currently in discussions, is my understanding, that they're going to do like a fix to prevent that kind of delay. So like if it's happening on, like, let's say for example, if you did a sale today, it's not lagging in the system and showing up the following day. So I let my team know about that as well, that they're discussing that. And then also like this data scientist, I told you guys we're using like a portion of his logic that he created, but not all of that for our metric. So he has a dashboard with reporting for his metric. We have a dashboard for reporting with our metric. And then there's another team that has reporting with it is with the same metric, like the name, like we are all using the same name for the metric, although our calculations are completely different for all of them. So there's another dashboard. There's another dashboard capturing opportunities for this metric along with other stuff, but their calculation is different. His calculation is different. My calculation is different. So he's saying that the leaders are trying to align because they don't understand why there's different logic and we're using it for different purposes. That's why the logic is different. And we get asked about this metric calculation and why they don't match. Like for me and the calls that I'm on, we every week that we discuss like project updates and how performance is going for the metric, every week we get questions, it feels like, about why is this metric not met, and we explain it. I've explained it till I'm blue in the face, like we've explained it's different because of X, Y, and Z. We're looking at this, they're looking at this. Like there's small differences and nuances, and we're looking at it for different purposes, and that's why it's different. But people can't seem to understand it doesn't match, and it won't match because of how we're calculating it. No matter how much you want it to match, because we're using it for this purpose, it's not going to. I get it. Like we always strive to be one band, one sound, but when things happen, or when you're needing a metric to cater to a specific need, like you have to adjust your calculation for that. It's not going to mirror or match. And for his report, I checked his dashboard and I checked the other dashboard that's out there from another team that's capturing this metric, and they don't even go to the level of detail that his report goes to. Now for me, I'm capturing a specific work group in mine. We have similar level of details, but mine is again still slightly different from his, but at least we have the same level of detail as far as like within the employee hierarchy, like capturing like the rep, their leaders, their managers, directors, so on and so forth. This other report isn't even capturing that, but he said they want him to potentially retire his dashboard, and I'm like, I don't understand why. I think it's needed because of how he's calculating and what he's capturing, but maybe it's causing too much confusion, so that's why. But either way, I know for our purposes, our dashboard isn't going anywhere because this other dashboard is not going to capture what it is that we're doing. So even if they change, even if all of our logic aligned, if they leave their dashboard the way that it is, it's not going to give us what we need. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I need to finish downloading these reports that I did not download yesterday. And then I need to go back to, I need to finish cleaning this data in Excel. And you guys, please, I hope I stress that you need to use Excel. You need to learn how to use Excel, because a lot of the data, like, we use SQL a lot. A lot of times, like, the projects don't require a dashboard, like if someone's saying, hey, I need to know how many sales were done on such and such date, pull this, I need to see year-over-year comparisons, I need to see a month-over-month comparison. You're not building a dashboard for that. You are doing code in SQL probably, but when you extract that data from the database, we're pasting in Excel. We may do some calculations and do some like functions and stuff like that, and functions and formulas in Excel and pivot tables and stuff, and send those results out, put it in a slide and send it out, or send the Excel file out. We are not creating a dashboard for everything, so y'all please learn Excel. Like, I want to make sure I'm stressing it enough that you need to know how to use Excel, because like we use it every day. I feel like I use it every second of every day that I work. You know, like I'm doing something, whether I'm writing code and pasting the data in Excel to see like just a snapshot of the data. Like when I pull, like I think it's set to like 2,000 rows of data that it'll pull in Excel. When I'm looking at that and I'm going through adjusting my code, I'm pasting the data in Excel so I can get a view of what everything looks like, and so I can see all the column names, so I can see if everything's calculating the way it's supposed. I paste it in Excel, and you got to know these Excel formulas to calculate what you need. I think some of the most important calculations, one, VLOOKUP. If you like, not only for yourself, but if you get like, I've had people send me 2 or 3 Excel files and they're like, I need this data to be merged together. You need to learn how to do a VLOOKUP. COUNTIF, SUMIF, IF-ER, if functions, understand how those work within Excel. SUMPRODUCT. I use that a lot for ranking. When I have to rank by multiple criteria, use the SUMIF. These are just, I think they're considered like advanced formulas, but because when you get used to, and I don't want to come across like a know-it-all, but it's just like when you use something all the time, these advanced formulas and functions seem pretty basic, and it's like, why doesn't everyone know this? But I have to kind of like take a step back and realize like you use this all the time. Not everybody does. So what may seem basic functions to you are more advanced for other people. So excuse me for that. Like I personally have to take a step back and realize like not everybody knows how to use these functions and formulas, and don't want to know how to use these functions and formulas. But if you're wanting to be a data analyst and get into this world, I think those are important things for you to know how to use, because you'll probably be using them all the time. All right, enough rambling. It's been what, like 15 minutes? I need to edit this down whenever I edit this vlog. But yeah, okay, let's get into the work day. Okay, so let me share with you guys what I'm working on. I'm just running a small piece of code in Teradata. So I need to pull in employee information from the database. I have one identifier, so I'm just selecting these specific columns from this table where the information matches this employee info, and using this so I can pull in other columns of data related to that employee. And I'm limiting it, like I'm kind of filtering it down. Like you can use your where clause in your SQL code for it acts as a filter. So you can say like, bring this data back from the table, but where this is here. So like where a specific field matches this. And I'm also doing so I can pull back the most recent record of data, because I'm pulling this information from like a historical table, like it keeps history of the employee. So because there's going to be multiple records of data in the table, I wanted to bring back the data where I'm putting it where the current date is between the start and end date that's in the table, to hopefully bring back the most current record of data for them. So let me run that. And then what I'm going to do, because I do this for everything typically, I copy the data out of the database. I don't want duplicates in my data, so what I'm going to do is paste it into Excel. And in Excel, I'm going to use the conditional formatting and for it to just highlight the duplicates for me, so I can just easily see if I'm getting duplicates in my data. So let me paste it in there. And this is a part of like when you're running code and you bring back like say 2,000 rows or 1,000 rows of data, just as like your sample that you extract from the data while you're testing your code, you need some place to put that data, because a lot of times, I'll just say for me, I like looking at the database, you can't really tell if you have duplicate. So putting it in Excel, doing conditional formatting for me allows me to easily see if I have any duplicate records coming back. And I don't see any duplicate record. And let me just make sure I have the same. Okay, so I got everyone back, so that's good. And let me just see if I need any more info These seem to be the same time. Sorry, someone sent an email to us about an issue that we're having. So yeah. Okay, so let me go back to the original data that I received and the format of the data that I need. So I need to, so that this initial join, or I'm sorry, I'm not joining it to anything yet. I do need to join this to another table. Double check to make sure I have the right table name. So I'm just gonna do a select top 100 from this table, just so I can see the, so select top 100 asterisk from this table where, do I need, no, I don't need to do a where. I just need to see what's in this table. So this is in there. Are these the same? So yeah, let me join to this table. So I'm selecting from, I'm gonna adjust my initial piece of code and do a left join to this table. I'm gonna alias it out and left join on these two column names match. So I'm going to, they are called different things, but they're the same data type. In info, for example, the employee ID is called one thing in one table, but it's labeled as like the field name is called something different in another table, but they're the same thing. So that's what I wanted to join on when I'm matching it. So this employee ID matches, let's say it's called, it's abbreviated to EMP ID. So same thing, just field names are called something different between the two tables. So I want this employee ID, I want you to join on this employee ID matching this employee ID and bring me back that info so I can bring back an additional column from this second table that I'm joining on. And where is, oh, let me get the column names on this. No, on C equaling B. And no, do I need to join it? And no, I need to add in the column name. So B dot, where is the column? Okay, making sure I have the right column name or field name. I use them interchangeably. It could be either or, you guys. All right, so I'm selecting, waiting for that to run. Was that the piece of info I don't have? Okay, so now I can clearly see I have duplicates. So why do I, so I need to adjust my code to see left join on, yeah, because I can clearly see in the database by sorting it. Since it's such a small amount of records coming back, I can easily see that I have duplicate. Well, no, they're not duplicates. Oh no. No, they have multiple IDs. So I need to figure out which one was their most recent ID in this table. So give me a second. Let me use someone as an example where, so I need to look and see if there's something I can add into my where statement to filter down the records I'm getting back. So I'm just looking in the table to see if there's a column I can use that would allow me to choose. Okay, so I don't have dates. So this table doesn't have dates to give me the most recent record. Oh, okay. I need to see if I can find another table. All right, let me search another table to see if it has this info, and then that I can use it to actually filter down with dates maybe. I don't know. This is location data. Maybe this. No. Okay. No, this doesn't have any of it. Cancel. Okay, so we have July. Does this have it in here? Nope, this isn't it. Is there another? So I'm gonna try this and change my thing to a subquery. So I'm just moving stuff around. I'm going to move my select from this one table and make it a subquery. As C. And just as a best practice to people, so like when you're selecting from tables, this is what I've been given as a best practice. Like when you're using aliases, because you like name your like tables as an alias, especially when they have the same field names, you need to use an alias because the database won't know which table you're telling it to pull this field from. So remember when I said earlier, like, hey, like for example, table A called this field employee, like the word employee was spelled out, employee ID. And in another table, it was abbreviated to EMPID. Those are not considered, even though they have the same data, the field names are different. So like, I don't have to alias out a table if I'm using those field names. But let's say they were spelled out exactly the same way in both tables. You need to create an alias so that when you're running your query, it knows what table you're wanting to pull that field from. So like, if I'm wanting it to pull the employee information from table A, even though that same field name is in table B, I may prefer to pull it from table A for a particular reason. I need to create an alias to say, hey, pull back from this table. So just a tip in for that. And I've been told, like, when you're starting from the top, start in alphabet. You can call your table names whatever you'd like, but I was told start alphabetical order ABC, but when you start doing subqueries and have to add things at the bottom, start from the end of the alphabet, so Z up. Does that so that you're not getting them confused? But again, you can name them whatever you like. That's just what I was told, so that's what I do. Okay, I have a meeting coming up in a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna pause here and I will check back with you guys later.